Hello, everyone. Welcome to the day two of ICTE, using films as a tool to create awareness. Today, we have with us Oshan. Oshan has been engaged in the field of development, education, peace building in various regions in Asia. His interests lay in intersections of peace buildings, transdisciplinary alternative development, nonviolent activism, restorative, regenerative practice, and decolonization. Oshan is also an Asian Peace Builder Scholarship Scholar, in which he completes his MA in Peace Education at the United Nations University for Peace, Costa Rica, and MA in Transdisciplinary Social Development at the Antonio de Manila University, Philippines. Currently, he serves as a consultant to Arigato International Geneva as a consultant in relation to their ethics, education, fellowship, and wider communication support. Ocean believes that film-based dialogue as a method of storytelling can enhance the effectiveness of open dialogue, need-based mediation, and collaboration within communities to find non-violent, sustainable, and community-empowered solutions. Welcome, Oshan, to the session today.
Thank you very much, Mediha. And yes, I know today we have a global audience, and so good day to all of you. Namaste, Aibuan. And yeah, I think today is actually, for me, it's a bit of a, if I be completely honest, I'm not feeling 100%. I'm a little bit under the weather, so having a little cold, but I think it should be okay. We can get through it. Since we have a very short time, I'm gonna start presenting now, and maybe if we have time at the end, we can have some questions and have a little bit of a discussions also. Yes, yeah. So today we are going to look at film-based dialogue for active social transformation. And here, what we are going to look at is how can we use films as a tool to create awareness and active change in local communities. And we will be looking at a case study which happened in UN University for Peace in Costa Rica with the university community, which includes the students, the academic staff, and the admin staff. So, yeah, we will learn more while we move forward. So, what is film based dialogue? That's the question we are trying to answer today. And how can that create social transformation? So, the short answer is you watch films and you engage in a dialogue. And then through that dialogue, we are trying to create social awareness and a cascading effect of social transformation, empowering the participants to learn more about what's happening around them, the social injustices that happen, and build certain alternative narratives to the issues around the world around them, and engage in a sustainable manner to provide certain solutions and also become active agents of change. And if you look at the idea of film, films bring forward the attributes of storytelling, sharing experiences, sharing perspectives, alternative narratives to challenge dominant cultures. So, not all the films, but here is the idea of curating certain films that would actually support our cause, what we are trying to create, right? So, the main point is films bringing attributes of storytelling and sharing perspectives to challenge dominant cultures. And through the dialogue process, we explore the diversity of these ideas, these perspectives, and understand social injustices. And through a critical inquiry process, we take action in solidarity while creating safe spaces to engage in this sort of dialogue and social change. And I mentioned that not all films can be used this way, but of course, in this case study, what we are looking at is social impact films. This is where SEMA or Social Impact Media Awards team comes in. I will explain to you in detail who they are. and traditional and pop culture films that talk about these topics, films that propose moral dilemma, certain documentaries and mockumentaries that actually openly talk about these topics. I have put some examples here. Most of them are documentaries, short films, and some of you might be familiar with the film, animated film Mulan, that also can be seen as a film in pop culture that actually present certain narratives that goes against the dominant cultural idea of gender and also empowerment of women. So I think the idea here is clear to you all. And when we talk about the forms of dialogue here, it completely depends on what sort of uh, engagement you are expecting. So we at UPs, what we wanted is a process of identifying social injustices and healing, and also a process of conflict transformation. So for us, what made sense is peacemaking dialogues. But of course, in different settings, which requires different forms of a dialogue, we can look at intercultural dialogues, interfaith dialogues, story circles, which was presented by UNESCO, and interpersonal dialogues, which actually provides reflective questions to engage interpersonally, and Socratic debates, which talks more into the morals of choices and philosophical idea of uh, the conflict or the social aspect that we are trying to unpack here. We will look at what peacemaking circles are just to get an idea. So the peacemaking circles was a process that was derived from the Native American tribes, and it was a process that was created with their insights by uh, K. Pranis. She actually is a indigenous restorative justice practitioner, and this peacemaking circle process is looking at the building trust, solidarity, and collective action of a community. And this also presents the notions of acceptance and healing for a community that has been engaged in a conflict situation or presented with the moral dilemma context. Now, these are some of the posters of what we did. Um, at UPs, we initiated this idea, this process of SEMA movie dialogues, which included the students who are engaged in studies at UPs get together and select what kind of a problem we are having, and then they talk about certain topics, and they watch certain movies, impact films that are available in certain playlists in the internet. They come up with their own suggestions, and then they engage in a peacemaking circle to talk about how we can actually create change in our present situations. And in this setting, as you can see, it was a very successful implementation because there were many students and staff who were involved in this process, and we had weekly dialogue sessions that actually looked at certain issues the students are facing and injustices they see in their community and conflicts that happen in the university space and also in the uh, surrounding community in Costa Rica. So it was a very safe space that we had created, and it was also a community-led movement, and it was co-organized by the students and the staff members. There were a lot of consultation and exchange ideas and implementation support that we received, and we also look at this as a social an act of social coexistence, harmony, and solidarity. creating safe spaces to dialogue and deepen critical reflections, expanding and shifting perspectives, passing it forward, of course, getting more people to talk about these subjects and spreading them, like taking the message forward and seeking solutions. And this where the seeds of action take place. So active citizenship happens there in the circle itself. And if we relate this to transformative education, we can relate in certain manners. First one is global perspectives and awareness building through different forms of visual storytelling, such as impact films, documentaries, and then critical reflection on the settings that they present to the participants. And this is a group effect, so there is a social learning that is happening, and this requires mindedness and dialogue which took place, and social justice and active participation of the community to create that social justice happen. Personal and communal transformation and empowerment that the participants go through by themselves and as a community. So there's a supportive environment for collaborative action. So that's where the active citizens taking action, participatory learning happens. So I will quickly go through some of the partners who are there, and of course you can use in your own film-based dialogue processes, your local community, the classroom and university, volunteer groups, civil society, local leadership committees, groups who face marginalization. Of course, without them, there won't be any alternative storytelling or alternative narratives to the problems that we see. Places of worship, which actually presents a lot of support when it comes to intercultural or interfaith sharings. Media institutes and networks who can support with uh, visual aids, and the SEMA Academy and other resources that are available online. So if you need any follow-on references, there are some here that talks about the peace building circles and restorative justice process, and also the playlist available for this social transformative effort at SEMA Academy. You can check it out. I think we will be also sharing this after the session. So, yeah, I think we are also kind of running out of time. So, I think I'll refer to Midiha to see what we are going to do now.
Thank you, Oshan, for your presentation. It was brief but very insightful. And as you have mentioned, that this is such a strong source of learning. We are all visual animals, and um, thank you for very insightful presentation. Anyone, if you have any question and answer for Oshan, you can join the lounge and talk to him directly as well. We were really tight on time, so we could not take the Q&A. But Oshan is going to be in the lounge for your answers, or you can direct us your email or questions to us, and we will get in touch. Thank you, everyone, for the session. Thank you, Oshan, once again for a comprehensive, brief, and insightful session. We will end our session for today and move to the next session where we will have a screening of a movie where you are going to have more insight about what transformative education can take forward to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Midiha, and thank you, everyone. And I also shared my email address if you want to reach out.
Yeah. Thank you, Shan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.